What's up, brother? Two Sockz. What it is, my guy. What it is.
What's going on, Eliseo?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much, man. Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for accepting and coming on the show. We've never met in person, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like we're kind of like kindred spirits. I feel like you fam bam, believe it or not. And, I know you're a super busy guy. That's why we're actually doing it on Thursday. We usually have the show on Wednesday, but we're doing it on Thursday for you because I definitely wanted you to get on here and tell your story and just talk to us about your journey and all these things. So first and foremost, thank you. Won't be super respectful of your time, but thank you for accepting and coming on the show. I really appreciate it, man. So what's going on with you though?
Hey, look, thank you for having me, man. I'm excited about this. I love talking about YouTube. I love sharing my experiences. So this is definitely something I'm interested in doing tonight.
That's what's up, man. So cool, man. Well, we're gonna just kind of jump right into it. Let's see who we have on the live stream so far. We have Miss Dreeks on the live stream. What's up, Miss Dreeks? I actually just recently met her. She's a super dope content creator. YouTube. She has a dope YouTube channel. She has a really dope energy. So shout out to her, man. But just kind of jumping right into it, man. Definitely. So I met you on Clubhouse. For those who don't know, he has a actual club. I believe it's called YouTubers That Are Serious. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so YouTubers That Are Serious, and man, you be grinding, like, you know what I'm saying, like, a lot of people go on Clubhouse and they really kind of don't be talking about nothing, but what I can truly say about you is I can attest to the fact that you get on there and you be like you said, YouTubers that are serious. So you come in there with hardcore topics and you actually labor of love amongst the people, and you just sit up there for hours and as much as you can answer questions. And I can truly say I've learned a lot from you just in these few weeks that I've known you. And I know some other people who probably learned a lot as well. So, just kind of want to get into your story. I've heard your story on Clubhouse. Really just kind of wanted you to share your story, like how you got your name and how you kind of got into YouTube. And it was just kind of like all divine purpose. So we're going to let you tell that. And I'm going to just sit back and listen to your story again because it's super inspiring. And my audience would be the first time them hearing your story. And let's just go for it, brother.
All right, let's do it, man. So, yeah, hey everybody, my name is Kevin. I go by Two Sockz because I wear two pair of socks every day. I just brought the mannequin just to kind of show y'all what I mean by how I wear two pair of socks. So this is the first sock that I put on is called the primary sock. This sock goes on first. And then I got the secondary sock, which is usually like the cool sock or the sock with the flavor. So this is how I wear my socks every single day, two pair at the same time. I've been doing it since I was in the 8th grade. My mom had bought me some shoes that were too big. It was some shoe man Jordans. So it was like the fake Jordans out of like somebody's trunk, the trunk of their car. And It said it was my size on the box. So I'm like, all right, cool. I like those. I'll rock those, And I only got one pair of shoes a year, and those were considered my school shoes. So if I had shoes prior to that, then I would have to wear those as my play shoes. And so my school shoes were these shoes that were fake. They were too big, even though they said they were my size. So I was stuck with them. We couldn't take them back to the store or nothing. It was like a dude in the parking lot. So I had to wear the shoes. And so I wore two pair of socks to fill the gap. And I've been wearing two socks ever since. I eventually made it like my Instagram name, and then it became my YouTube channel name at one point. And it stuck with me, man. So it's even on my license plate. It's crazy. So
Oh, my bad.
I can't hear you right now.
My bad,
Okay,
my
I can hear
bad. I had muted myself, but I just kind of wanted to jump in there because, believe it or not, I don't know if you can really believe this or not, but that story of why you call yourself Two Sockz, a lot of people can actually relate to, including myself. So like my mom, she would get me these shoes. I'm from Orlando, Florida, and like whenever like you got the generic shoes or like the imitation shoes, like in my hood they call them bobos, right? So every year my mom would go get me some bobos, and I'd be like, not only were they ugly, but they were too big. That's why people call them bobos. So I would have these bobos, and I would actually have to wear two socks myself just for them to fit until they actually started to fit. And I also remember like when my socks would get like holy, because we were poor, like no cap, we were actually kind of poor coming up. My socks would, the toes get like holes in the toes, and I would have to actually fold my socks back and actually step on my socks. So I would have like a new piece at the end, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like my toes sticking out, you know what I'm saying? So you be two socks, I could be folded back socks.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, that's crazy, man. You made it work though. Sure.
Yeah, we made it work. Look at us now. Mama, we made it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So
you
I
made
just,
it.
I don't want to jump in there, but go ahead, man. I appreciate it. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is like my story, I guess, about how I got started on YouTube and stuff. So first of all, I didn't even know I wanted to be a YouTuber. Like I had bought a camera after graduating college, and I thought I was going to be like a college photographer, like everybody tried to be. And that thing just sat around and collected dust. It was a Canon T5. I never used it for college photography or nothing. And it was just sitting around. So my girlfriend and her mom, they were coaching a high school team in Greensboro, North Carolina, as the cheerleading coaches there. And they had asked me to come and take pictures of their cheerleaders for critiquing purposes. So I was at the gym, for basketball games and stuff like that, taking action shots. Like literally, when the cheerleaders get up to do a jump after the basketball players shoot a free throw, I was catching that action shot midair, and it was for the cheerleaders to basically see like their form, see whether or not they're pointing their toes, if they got proper technique and stuff like that. So what I was doing was it was about 30 cheerleaders total. It was about 15 on JV and 15 on varsity. So what I was doing was I was uploading all the images that I took into an app called GroupMe, and I was washing my hands with it. Right, I would just upload all the pictures there, leave me alone. And so I kept doing it consistently, and then the coaches asked me to start recording them for critiquing purposes. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I'm already taking the pictures. I already look awkward in front of everybody. Like literally, you know how it is, man. Like at basketball games, the bleachers right there by the sideline. So
Yeah.
that's only walking space. I'm
Yeah.
standing there. I'm standing there with a camera. You know what I mean? I'm looking stupid. I'm in the way. It was always like an awkward feeling, but I fought
Wow.
through it. That was something I had to go through. But yeah, basically, man, I started recording the cheerleaders as I was asked, and I ran into a problem. The problem was that GroupMe, this app, only allowed for a video to be 30 seconds or less. So if the cheerleaders performed like a halftime cheer or something like that, for or like a full timeout cheer, the video was going to be longer than 30 seconds. And so I was like, okay, what can I do? I didn't want to trim the video and like have to try to find exactly where it stopped to keep trimming and stuff and put it in there. I didn't want to do that. So I was like, okay, how about this? All y'all give me y'all phone numbers. I'll text y'all the videos individually. That quickly was a mistake because some of the cheerleaders didn't have their phone. Maybe they got in trouble in school, had bad grades, so they didn't have their
Wow.
phones with them.
Wow.
And then I'm in the gym, so sometimes they don't have good service. So I got to remember, okay, Brittany, I'm just using that as an example. Brittany, I got to make sure I send you the video once I leave here. You know what I mean? It was just stuff like that. So I'm like, it's more work, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't like this. What can I do?
Yeah.
So I'm not like I went to school for business management with the concentration in entrepreneurship. So I thought I
Nice.
wanted to start a sock company. I ain't know
Wow.
nothing about technology and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Nothing
Yeah.
about it. So I'm like, okay, what can I do to make my job easier? And so I started looking online. I think I probably went by Dropbox or something like that at one point. But YouTube stood out to me. YouTube was like, okay, you could basically upload a video, take the link, put it in, like, put the link wherever you want to put it at, or share it wherever you want to share it to, and you done. And I was like, all right, cool, that's gonna work. At the time, I did not know that one, I didn't know I was becoming a YouTuber, and two, I didn't know I was uploading the videos publicly. I didn't know it was a such thing as public or private or unlisted. I thought if you share the video with somebody, they'll see it.
Yeah.
So that tells you how much I knew. You know what I
Wow.
mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm uploading the videos publicly. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm taking the link, I'm putting it in GroupMe. I'm like, I'm done. Seamless
Yeah.
process again, right? And so I told you before it was about 30 total cheerleaders. And over time, we started getting like 100 views on videos. So
Wow.
I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe it's cool to be on YouTube. They probably showing their friends and family. They probably sharing the links with them. And that's probably why we got 100 views, right? So I didn't think nothing of it. And over time, we started getting random comments. Now, this is when I started to pay attention and like, hey, look, like something going on here. The comments would say negative things primarily. So things like, this is not cheerleading, y'all suck, y'all are a dance team, stuff like that, right? Like, y'all ugly. I mean, whatever you could say negative, they said it, right?
Wow.
And I'm like, this can't be family and friends,
Nah.
we got some haters in the building.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's when I realized that it was like public. and I kind of liked it, and like the coaches, they started to see the views and stuff going up, and they're like, I like it. So we stayed consistent on it, right? Time goes by, and 2016, I'll just say this, I'll try to shorten it because I know we don't have like, y'all don't got all the time in the world to
Yeah,
listen
yeah.
to every single detail of the story. But 2016 is when I started. I finished the year 2016 with about 560,000 total views,
Wow.
and I had exactly 2,019 subscribers in my
Wow.
very first year on YouTube.
And that
And
was
so it was a pretty good
2016.
year.
That was
That was
26.
2016.
Okay, cool.
Hmm.
You know what? You
Yeah, it
know
was
what? Just real quick, I'm noticing a theme with a lot of people I interview, and a lot of them, even the Onyx family, I had them on last week, and their first year on YouTube was 2016, and they were talking about how they believe like it was a big shift in YouTube after 2017. You know, I don't really know what that shift is, but they were just saying how their first year on YouTube, really their first, they said, I think I can go back and watch. They said their first couple months on YouTube, they made enough money to just basically pay off all their debt, right? And like basically be retired from a traditional job and just do YouTube full time. And they were just saying like, and maybe I said it, but we just believe like something. There was something about 2016. If you got in at that time, I won't say it was easier, but it was like a sweet spot to really get in on YouTube. Would you attest to that, or would you say not really, or what would you say?
I would say I don't know, man. I really don't know because
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you, like, I only know what my numbers look like because I teach about YouTube and stuff here in Charlotte. Like, I host events and stuff, and so I would like basically, custom filter to look at January 1st, 2016 to December 31st, 2016 to talk about where I came from. So that's the only reason why I know that.
yeah,
But in 2016, I'm still working blind. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even consider myself a YouTuber. I'm not researching nothing. I'm not taking no courses. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just literally doing my job. I'm
yeah,
consistent by default
yeah.
because it's games on Thursdays and games on Fridays. So I'm
Wow.
uploading 2 times a week. So by default, I'm putting out content, but still, I wasn't considering myself a YouTuber, which is
Wow.
crazy, right?
Yeah. We got
So
DJ
I,
Mastermind in the building. Chris P. Giles, DJ Mastermind.
hey,
He said my
what's going
face.
on, Chris?
He said my Facebook homie and my Clubhouse homie on one stream.
Hey, look, hey, I see you in all the clubhouse rooms too, man.
he
Shout
be
out to you.
Yeah. Shout out to DJ Mastermind. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, okay. All right, cool. So, make a long story short, uh 2017 is when I basically started like taking YouTube serious. So for the first year, I just want to tell you this point too. The very first year with those numbers, 2019 subscribers and 560,000 views, I made $0 and 0 cent. And the reason why is because I did not know that you had to link a Google AdSense account to your YouTube channel to get money. Again, I knew nothing about YouTube. I was just doing my job, right? So at this point, I'm like, well, I'm hearing that you can get paid on YouTube. I got a pretty decent amount of views and subscribers. Where's my money? Right. So that's when I started really looking into trying to figure out, is it a myth or is it real? Like, what do I have to do? And basically, I started getting paid on YouTube in 2017 from ad revenue. And for 2017, I averaged about $400 a month on YouTube. Now, mind you, Eliseo, man, I had just graduated college in May of 2015, right? I got my first real apartment. I'm thinking I'm living the life. I'm running up the credit cards. For real, I got TVs in every room. I got furnitures on credit. Got my bed on my credit card. I got the furniture in the living room, washer and dryer on credit cards, all credit. I'm running everything up on credit. I just graduated from A&T, North Carolina A&T.
Wow.
I'm making 30,000 a year at a financial institution. thirty
Wow.
thousand a year as a
Yes.
banker, right?
Wow.
30,000.
What bank?
My rent was 905.
What bank?
I was at Wells Fargo.
Oh, okay. I was Chase Gang. Chase Gang. I worked at Chase.
Okay, okay.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Yeah, man. So my rent was 905. I'm making
Okay.
30,000 a year. My
Yeah.
check's like $1,000 every 2 weeks.
Wow.
My money gone. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
when I pay rent, I got okay, this other half to eat off of, pay all these credit cards. So I'm in the hole. Look, man, I was messed up. Financially, I was messed up. Like all my credit cards is maxed out. So this YouTube money was additional money for me, and I saw the potential in it, right? So I'm like, okay, well, shoot, if I can make $400, I can make $500. If I can make $500, I can make $600. That's how I started thinking about it. That's when I really started to take YouTube seriously,
Okay.
right? I'm like, well, what do I have to do? like I'm uploading 2 times a week. I'm making 400. What if I start uploading a little more often and stuff, right?
Yeah.
What can I possibly do? So now I'm going to the cheerleaders practices and
Mm.
making content out of practices. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like I
Wow.
started getting creative with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy, man.
That
So
was my next
um
question. So how did you get more content out of it? So you just went to practices and stuff like that. Wow.
I showed up to
That was
everything.
smart, bro.
Parades.
That was smart. Oh, parades. That was smart, bro.
Listen,
That was a game changer for you, man.
yeah, that's all it took for me, man. And you know, I showed up consistently because me and my girlfriend we was living together, you know. So she going, I'm going. Like everywhere she go with the cheerleaders, I'm going too. So I'm recording them consistently, man. I started putting out different kind of content over time. And so, okay, I finished the year 2017 averaging 400 a month. I needed this money at this point because I maxed out on credit, all that, right? Messed up, man. I had to let one of my credit cards go. Like my minimum payment on that card was like 150. I was like, I ain't got it. I ain't got it.
150 a
I can't
month.
do it. 150 a month. That was a
Yeah.
lot versus my
Yeah.
other credit cards is
Yeah.
like $25, 35 for the minimum. I'm like, look, I just rationalize. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
need this card anyway because it's maxed out. So I'm gonna let it go. That
Dude.
was the biggest mistake of my
Yeah, I
biggest mistake
know.
of my little
Yeah,
financial career or whatever,
I
man. But
know. Go ahead.
crazy. It's crazy, man. So I let that thing go. It was over the limit too. Matter of fact, I had to pay that thing off. So make a long story short, though, man. 2018 come, and I'm so used to averaging $400 a month that I thought that was pretty much where I was gonna be, right? In the middle of 2018, it was like June of 2018. I got a check from YouTube for $800, and I'm like, wait a minute, they messed up. They paid me double because I was so conditioned that I was going to be averaging 400 a month. So I'm
Yeah.
like 800. They made a mistake. I'm going straight to the bank. I'm taking that out, right?
I love when
So
you
I
say
go to
that
the
because
bank.
that's funny because
Hey, look,
that's like when you're young and you need money, that's exactly how you think. Like, bro, I can remember so many times when like my job gave me like a bonus check and I didn't know that I was getting a bonus check. But it's like, when you work in
yeah,
sales in the bank, like you get incentives and stuff like that. So I remember a few
mhm,
times they just like gave me an extra 500. And I'm like, hold on, let me get this out real quick
yeah,
before they
for
realize what they
real.
did.
Hey, look, you can't get it's gone. I spent it. You shouldn't have put it in there. Yeah, hey, look, that was me all day, right? So I go to the bank, I take it out. I'm like jumping for joy. I'm happy, right? The very next month, man, it was 1,200 and like 80 something dollars, right? Very next month. So I'm like, okay, something is happening, right? Like this can't be a mistake. So I'm thinking maybe they back paying me from 2016 when I didn't monetize my channel, but I had the option to. I'm
So
thinking
you
they
went
back paying
so
me,
you went
right?
from 400 to 800 in the next month 1200.
1,200.
Wow. Wow.
June, July, August, right?
Wow.
So the very next month, it was $2,600. And so I'm like, yo, now I'm making more money on YouTube than I'm making at my job, at my
Whoa.
at my career job. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I go talk to my manager. I'm like, look, man, because the problem was I was recording this cheerleading team an hour away from where I live. So when I get off work, it would take me an hour just to get to the cheer practice or the cheerleading game or whatever. So it take me an hour to get there. I'm in 5 o'clock traffic. So you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm late. I'm like, look, I need to be there. I need to be there early because I'm getting money, right? So I tell my manager that he's like, you need to leave work early because you got to record cheerleaders. I'm like, yeah, man. Like, look. So I showed him my. It sound weird,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
show him my YouTube studio on my phone, and he like, bro, you making that kind of money on YouTube? I'm like, yeah, man. Like, I gotta leave work early or whatever, right? So he was like, okay, I'll tell you what. If you can get your amount of sales that you're supposed to get in a day, your production goals and your sales goals in a day, you can leave, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So I was using all my PTO up, right? And basically, I had in my mind, I wanted to only work 4 hours a day. I told myself, I'm working half the day and I'm gonna be done. And I became a beast at sales. Like it's
Wow.
crazy. Like
Wow.
so that was the time when they got hit with the sales goals issue or whatever back then or whatever. So they couldn't really push sales, but the goal was at least one sale a day, right? They just
Wow.
couldn't communicate that. So
Yeah.
one sale a day, and you had to make about 160 calls, like cold calls to
Uh,
existing customers, right?
160 cold calls. Well, that's not really
160,
cold calls, but 160 though. Still, that's a lot, bro. That's
$160
did y'all have a dollar or were y'all
on the
like,
yeah, the
bruh?
phone right here. I got the headset on. Literally.
I
I'm in
know,
my
I know,
cubicle,
I know. I
editing
just did.
videos I'm telling you,
That's
I made it work.
crazy. Yeah,
I
that's
made it
what's up.
work. And so I got to the point, man, I was averaging 160 over 160 dials in the first 4 hours of my job work day. I was getting like 4 sales,
Wow.
exceeding sales goals, right?
Wow.
So I was so good at the job at this point because I was so hungry to get to this cheer stuff
Yeah.
that it got to the point where my senior leader was like, "Hey, Kevin, I need you to train the team because you're a top producer in the enterprise."
Wow.
And it's like effortless. Like I'm listening to your calls. It sound like butter. You're not breaking no rules or nothing. Like, how are you? And I got vicious with it, man, because I needed to leave work early. So
Wow.
got to the point I was consistently doing that. And my manager, my senior manager, he started doing all my coaching sessions because at this time, my supervisor, I mean, what can you really say? Like I'm hitting my goals. I'm doing what I got to do. I got a deal worked out. So you can't say nothing to me really. Leave me alone, right? So my senior leader started doing all my coaching sessions. And so we would talk about life in there, man. Like we wouldn't really talk about like goals of the job and stuff. We would talk about life.
Yeah.
And one day he brought me in the room. He was like, Kevin, I want you to watch this video.
Hmm.
So we sitting there. This is for my coaching session. And the
Yeah.
video was by Steve Harvey. And the video is called Jump. And it's on YouTube. So I'm
Wow.
watching the video. I'm just thinking because he was like a motivational speaker. Like he'll really make you feel like you can conquer the world for real.
Well,
He can really get to you inside, make you feel so good based off
your
words and his motivation and
your
stuff. So I'm thinking that's
you
what it
talk
was.
you talking about your boss?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm thinking he's just gonna show me a video and just talk about it and say, yeah, now apply this to life type thing, right? The video called Jump. So he closed the laptop. He's like, yeah, Kevin, I want you to jump. And I was like, you want me to jump? Like you want me to quit my job? He's like, yeah, man. Like if you fail, I'll hire you back. I was like, all right, bet. I got job security.
So
I'm
you
good,
talking about
right?
the jump from Steve Harvey jump, that video?
Yeah, yeah, that
Oh
video.
yeah. Oh
Hmm.
wow. Yeah. That's actually he was on the set of the show, the set of when he did that video, unless he did a different one. I remember him. That was like a an outtake after or before a show of at the Family Feud, right? He was on
I think it
stage.
was.
Yeah, yeah, he was
I
literally
think
on.
it was.
He was on stage at Family Feud. It was before they was going to the next scene or something, and then he was just like, "Man, I gotta talk
Mhm.
to y'all." And he just talking candidly to the audience, and he said, "God said or something, y'all need to jump or something like
With
that."
the
I was just,
parachute and all that.
yeah, bro. He was man.
Yeah,
That was a dope. I know that video got to you for real though. Because that
yeah,
video was
it did.
powerful.
And then coming from your manager, your boss, like telling you to quit your job. Like he
Wow,
got that much faith in you. Like it was
wow.
crazy. It was crazy. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna trust you, right? So on my 3-year anniversary, I also told them, I'm resigning. I gave my farewell speech. I'm like, you can do it too. I ain't turned back. So the end of 2018, I was averaging $4,000 a month on YouTube, and I
Four
I hit
four
the ground
thousand
running. I
4,000 a
4 grand
month though. That's I
ad
mean
revenue,
that what's crazy though.
just ad revenue.
I'm gonna be 100 with you. Like most people, they getting 4 racks a month, right, from YouTube, and
Hmm.
they got a job, probably still making you 30. Most people would be like
Yeah.
cool with that. They're like, I'm getting a 4, I'm getting 30 here. Like, what made you be like, nah, I want more. Like I want to get more. Like was that like? And I know in Clubhouse you talk about how your mom was like, I don't know, son. And you was like, like what,
Yeah, yeah. My mama, she how it is, man. My
yeah,
mom,
yeah.
she like, you need job security, you need insurance, you need this, you need 401k. And I'm like, mom, like I'm good, like I'm good. Like I paid off all my debt, man. I
Wow.
paid off all my debt, like literally all my debt. So like, I don't even, what I'm saying, need that much money for real. My all my expenses is like $1,500 for everything
That's what's up.
for everything. So yeah, yeah, it's crazy, man. So I got to that point, man, and what made me want to go hard, like, I mean, I had resigned from Wells Fargo because my manager advised me to. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, I gotta make this work. Like, I gotta, because I was still getting the 4 grand plus my Wells Fargo money or whatever. So it was great. And I'm like, I gotta make this back. What I lost by resigning, I gotta make this back. And so I kept going, man. Like, I had more time to do stuff. I got. I used to always tell myself in college because I was working at Taco Bell and I was going to school full time and I was a manager at Taco Bell. And I would always tell myself, when I graduate from college, I'll have half of my day back for the rest of my life. And when I was working at Wells Fargo, I'm like, okay, when I resign from Wells Fargo, I'll have my entire day back for the rest of my life. That's how I used to always think about it.
Wow.
So now I got my day back. I got my whole day back for the rest of my life,
Got your
unless
got your life
I
back.
I, I slack. I got
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
what's crazy is I was a manager at Taco Bell. I kid you not.
That is so
I
crazy,
I kid
man.
you not, bro. I was a manager at Taco Bell. I quit Taco Bell
That
because I
is so
remember coming
crazy.
home to my girlfriend and she was just like, I can't take that smell no more. It ain't stink, but it's just this Taco Bell smell that keep coming on you when you come
Yeah,
home. And I was like, I gotta quit because I can't
yeah.
be coming home and my girl ain't feeling me because I smell like
Hey,
meat,
man,
taco meat.
for real, man. You know how it
It's
is when
all
you
in your locks. It's all in your locks and everything. It's like,
yeah, look, and when you close in the store, you take that hat off. You take that hat off in the back. You mopping the floor with the shirt untucked. You sweating. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
bruh.
yeah. It was a grind. It was a
Man,
grind.
I got
That's
to come
crazy,
up
but
there.
it's
We
worth
we
it.
got to go hang out, bro. Like we
Yeah,
probably cousins down our bloodline somewhere. It's crazy.
so crazy.
But
Yeah,
go
man.
ahead. So
I
you
was
so
there
you,
for 7 years, bro.
wow. Now I wasn't there that long. I think I was there about 4 years, man. And what's crazy, I knew I had to quit because one of the other man. So I was a manager, so I would have to excuse me, I would have to do what's called the drop. Basically, over the weekend, I worked in the mall, so at Taco Bell. So in the mall, like from Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night, since we couldn't do the drop, meaning go to the bank and take the money to the bank, we
Hmm.
had 3 days worth of money inside the Taco Bell safe little safe thing. And one of the other managers decided that, well, since we got 3 days worth of money in the safe, which was usually we did about anywhere between $7,000 to $10,000 a day. That was almost like thirty
Yeah.
thousand dollars. Man, one of the managers just he just mistakenly, surprisingly got hit across the head on the way to the bank. We all know that he probably just took the money and ran. But yeah, they was looking at me crazy. So I'm like, yeah, nah, it's my time to go. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just all them little stories like that. Just how you be like, man, I gotta take more control of my life, man. I'm out here risking my reputation over some tacos. That ain't gonna work, bro. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Nah, that ain't worth it.
so cool. So now at this point, you basically you like, man, I got to go hard. You done quit your job. So now where do you go from there? You done quit your job, and now what is your life looking like? Your routine and things like that.
And it's crazy because it's 2021 and I still ain't got control over it, right? I do what I want and that's a problem, right? Like I don't have a boss. I don't have to answer to nobody. And it's hard because I got to create this like level of self-discipline that I know that I need to be even more successful than I currently am. So it's like, man, like today I probably woke up like 12 o'clock and I got an employee that works for me for from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. part-time or whatever,
Wow.
works on my thumbnails and stuff. And I find myself constantly telling her, hey man, let's push it back. Let's push it back. So I'm trying to work on the self-discipline thing, but I'm trying, man. But for real, like it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Drake
So
in the comments said, "Beautiful story. I'm so happy I'm watching this live." She's actually
yeah,
she's a service woman. She has her uniform on now. What's crazy is a lot of like YouTubers that come from the service, they kill it on YouTube. You know why? Because they got that
mhm.
discipline. They already got that discipline, so they get up on time. They like work. They're
Yeah,
workaholics. They get it. So I know she's gonna kill it on YouTube because
yeah,
Doc Rock,
yeah.
he's a serviceman as well. Retired
Yep,
serviceman. So
yep.
a lot of people on YouTube that, believe it or not, that kill it on YouTube are actually like ex-servicemen or current servicemen. So yeah, that
Hey,
discipline
that's
part is
crazy.
is tough, man. Because as an entrepreneur myself, you do feel like you said, keep pushing it back, but you're not realizing that you pushing back your own success. Ooh, man, like
Hmm.
you pushing back your own destiny. Why would we want to do that? But I struggle with that too, man. So go ahead, bro. Like now we were saying that you done quit your job. What was your checks at? Oh, you said 4,000 a month. So what I guess
Hmm.
what was after that point when you quit your job, you had 4,000 a month. What did you start doing? Did you start doing anything different with the channel, or did you start really going hard, more like more videos, or what? Like, how did that look?
Yeah, yeah. Good question, man. So I started buying more equipment. I was buying equipment over time. I had a cheap MacBook, about a little $500 MacBook or whatever. It was slow. It was always rendering. So I had to upgrade my laptop. I had a Canon T5. I upgraded to a six. I upgraded to a Canon 70D. Then I upgraded to a Canon 6D Mark II. Then I upgraded to a Canon 5D Mark IV. I started
Wow,
investing in things like stabilizers, mics,
wow,
because I understood like, okay, the content is good, but the quality is trash. Like the
yeah,
camera is a little shaky, and
wow,
so I had to bring it up. You know what I mean? So I started learning more about camera stuff, learning more about editing. I started to consider community, building community and things like that, like how to
Wow.
respond to these fans and like understanding that most of them are children and like how to keep them interested. So I started learning all these other little skills that you don't realize you will have to know as a YouTuber. It's not just about uploading the videos and going to sleep. You know, it's so much more work you got to put in on the back end. So
Wow.
yeah, so I even started doing work with like a celebrity, Duchess from Black Ink Crew.
Oh,
She was a
no.
cheerleader during her days. She played basketball and was a cheerleader. So I interviewed her and I was like, hey, can you come to the high school and do a cheer with the cheerleader? So I'm just doing stuff to try to blow up the channel and make it, you know what I'm saying, bigger, faster, or whatever. So
Yeah.
the coaches end up getting terminated from being the cheer coaches at the school because it was too much publicity. The fans
Oh,
was calling the school. They was calling the school asking for the coaches. It was just too much. The camera be on, you know, at the basketball games. It's always a distraction. And so the
wow.
athletic director was like, "Hey, y'all got to chill. Y'all can't do this. Y'all can't do that." And we kept doing it because we believe in it. So they
Wow.
terminated the coaches. Yeah, it's crazy. They terminated the coaches, and that's when the channel really took off. So when we stopped recording the school, I think we had about 9,000 subscribers and about 2.7 million total views. Now the channel is at 135,000 subs and
Wow.
like 27 million total views. So it really blew us up, and we was limited because it was a school, so we couldn't do stuff like go to McDonald's as a group or go to the skating rink, go to cheer competitions. We had to always run it through the athletic director. We was limited. You know what I'm saying? So now, like, we really doing our thing. And I started recording. I record 3 teams now. So
Wow.
I picked up another team in Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
They were like at first place, #1 in all the cheerleading competitions for this culture, stomp and shake cheer. That's what it's called.
Okay.
They would always win all the competitions. So I'm like, well, let me add some champions to the channel. That's gonna bring another audience.
Yeah.
Then I started recording like a African American All Star team / stomp and shake team here in
Wow.
Charlotte. So now I record 3 teams, and I just started doing a little bit of work with other teams and stuff like that too. So I plan to like scale this thing and make it really, really big. But yeah, trying to make it all short. Trying to shorten it.
Wow, that is crazy, man. So, at this point, like, when did you see, like, I know you said you was at $4,000 per month in ad revenue. When did you see that ad
Hmm.
revenue just exponentially start jumping? Like, was it immediately, or
Yeah.
when was that?
Nah, it wasn't. So for my channel, I'll be completely transparent. For my channel, in the beginning of the year, my ad revenue is basically it tanks. It's horrible. And
Mm-hmm.
towards the end of the year, my ad revenue is always wonderful, right?
Mm.
So I ended 2018 with like 4 grand, but came into January maybe with like 2 grand or 3 grand, something like
Mm.
that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like now I'm understanding CPM, and
Mm.
I didn't think about none of this stuff. You know, I
Mm.
didn't dive into my analytics like that. So I would have some good months, some bad months. The most I ever made on YouTube in a month was 15,000. That was last year. That was November of last
Wow.
year. 15 grand in one month.
Wow. Wow.
So it does fluctuate though.
you know, I,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I love that because like me, like my biggest check was like 13, 1400 in one month, and I remember when I got that, I was just like, man, this is crazy. Like it opened up a whole new world for me. But as I began to tell people about like YouTube, like, man, this is real. Like the money's it's cashing out. Like the checks are real. Like it ain't like people would be saying to me like, man, that's YouTube money, or like that's like it's some fairy tale money or some Bigfoot
Mhm.
money. Like it ain't real. It's like, no, this YouTube money actually goes in my bank account and it pays real bills. Like it's actually real. So
Yeah.
like, did you ever have anybody that's like, yeah, okay, you making YouTube money, but it ain't like real money. Like, did you ever have anybody like on some like, yeah, whatever. Like, it ain't really.
It's
How does that work? How do you navigate like being a YouTuber making real money, but then our people, how we kind of are, they don't really see it or
mhm.
believe it. Does that affect you in any way, or you
it's
don't really care, or how's that rock?
I learned to not care. I learned to like so it's so crazy. I realize that I'm leaving so many people behind at this point.
Wow,
And it's like I understand that they're not there mentally. Like I could tell by how you talk to me. Like I could
wow,
tell that by the questions you ask me, like you not there. And like I don't I try my best to like to mask the fact that I figured that out about them. I just try to be like normal around them. But I'm like, I gotta move on. Like you're not in my circle no more. So there were some non-believers along the process, but
Man, that's
I got
crazy.
like 70 contacts in my phone. Like people don't have access to me now. Like
Wow.
it's crazy. 70 contacts, most of them family, for real.
Man, Kendall Andrea, that's my cousin. She said, "Ouch, that was for me, Eliseo, pushing your own success back." Yeah, man, that's crazy. Like, I never really thought about it till just now.
Mm,
Like, when you procrastinate, especially when you're an entrepreneur, right? You don't have a boss. There's nobody to tell you what to do. So when you procrastinate, you're literally procrastinating your own success. You're literally
mhm.
procrastinating your own future. So it's like a double-edged sword. Like, you get up every morning and, like me, I pray and I'm pray, God, if it be your will, let this happen, let this happen. You pray, and then when you get up off your knees and you got to do something, then you're like, nah, I'll do that later. And it's like, well, you just went against what you just prayed for. Like, what? Like, how that work?
Yeah.
So, you said something that was really powerful though. You was like, you realize, and I won't say haters, that's so, typical, but like not haters, but
Mhm.
unbelievers, people who just don't get it.
Yeah.
You say, when I figured that out about them, that they are kind of like that, then I try my best to hide that, to mask that feeling. Cause you feel it in your gut. Like, oh man, I'm coming around this unbeliever dude again, or this girl who don't really get it. And you say, I try my
Mhm.
best to hide that. Like, I felt that, you know why? Because that's so real. Like, when I go back in the hood, people who I was around, you don't be sad, but you kind of had this thing about them, like, dang man, like, I wish I could bring y'all up. I wish I could bring y'all over on this side, but I can't, because like y'all don't have the mentality or the heart to do it. So I just, it hit me hard when you said I mask that, because I think we all do that. Like, it's a thin line between, like, who do you write off, not necessarily write off, but like, who do you kind of like stop dealing with, and who do you try to help bring along. So it's like, you got to be real wise with that decision, because if you don't, you try to bring
Mhm.
somebody along who ain't believing, they can literally drag you down. So man,
Yep.
I think are you kind of, do you go through that a lot, like having to cut
A
people
lot.
off? Or wow, that's crazy, that's
And
crazy.
it's not like a hard cutoff. It's like a little, I don't call them as much. Like I don't, like hang out in the way that I used to hang out with them, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I used to always get so mad. Like one thing that used to frustrate me was wealthy people. I would always like see wealthy people, and I felt like they weren't as open about how they got to where they were. I felt like they would always like keep secrets,
I already know what the
and
butt
it's
gonna be. I
because
already know what the butt gonna
yeah,
be.
it
Good.
no, I was just basically saying like it's because they realize that majority of the world is not there, so there's no point in them talking about it. So when you come to them when you ready, they gonna realize you ready and they gonna give it to you. They can tell when you ready based off of your mindset, based off how you
Wow.
speak, based off how
Wow.
you ask questions. They can
Wow.
tell. So yeah, it's
Wow.
crazy,
That's
man.
deep.
So and I hate that because I'm the type of person where I'm like this. I like to keep it real with you, but I realize it's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. I got to
Wow.
focus on me, continue
Yes.
grinding,
Wow.
hope for the best for that man. You know
It's
what I
kind of
mean? But keep moving.
it's kind of like, you don't give a baby like something that they can't handle, like a car keys or a gun or something they can hurt themselves. So it's kind of like wealthy people, they see that in people who's
Mhm.
not ready for something. So that's kind of like protecting them from themselves. It's sometimes protecting people from themselves. So like, I'm the same way. Like,
Yeah.
you see wealthy people, you're like, well, why they just ain't giving me the keys, or why they just ain't giving me the tips or whatever. It's like, because you can't even keep your car clean. You know what I'm saying? You can't even keep your, the basic, the Bible says, if you be faithful over little, he'll make you, over many. It's like, you can't even be faithful over the little. You can't even, be
Mhm.
to work on time. You can't even, get on the meeting, on the call in the morning on time. So it's like, all that
Yeah.
type of stuff would just kind of keep you out of the rings. We got limb drops on the stream. What's up, limb drops? He said, we live.
We
That's
live.
my brother right there. We have Miss Drika with a question.
Hey.
Miss Dreeks, I'm sorry, Miss Drika. Miss Dreeks said, "Hey, Eliseo, question: why do you think people who are not directly tied to their business do so well? Like Asian men selling hair, Asian women do nails, but don't wear nails, and now this. That's a good question. That
Great
might,
question.
yeah, that might be like me. And that might tie into sometimes when some people are so passionate about something, they can't like let it go, or they really can't monetize it or monopolize it. And the reason why is because they feel like they're kind of selling a little bit of their soul with it. You know what I'm saying? And for example, I'm a music
Mm.
producer, and I know one of my biggest downfalls when I started getting placements with like Trick Daddy. I got a Trick Daddy placement, a Chameleonaire placement. I got a Big Sean placement. And I felt like, man, okay, it's starting to happen for me. I started getting all these people calling me for beats, and I started making all these dope beats. And I'm like, but I don't want to let the beat go because I love this beat. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that mindset held me back from really blowing as a music producer. So I think a lot of times people who are directly tied with their service or something like that, they just feel like they're playing themselves or holding, like selling their soul for what they're trying to do. Now, if you sell something that you don't even wear, like nails and hair, you don't care about it. So yeah, you'll sell it all day. So I don't know if that's a factor in it, but I think that could be a factor. You want to chime in on that?
Oh yeah, man. I honestly don't know. I think it depends on the person. It's just it's crazy, but it does seem that way. It really does seem that way. But I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I think that
she might be alluding to because you're not a cheerleader, but you're so successful in the cheerleading space, and you would not suspect a young black man, that look like you with locks and you hanging out, you like a cool young dude, but you finna go film some cheerleaders. Like, how does that add up? So
right,
maybe but
yeah.
I think it's absolutely genius, bro, that you kind of fell into that space. I would say that was like a godsend for you, like, and that you even recognize that opportunity, because most guys wouldn't have been humble enough to recognize the opportunity. Oh man, like I'm thinking about me. If my girlfriend would have came to me and said, "Hey, babe, I need you to film my cheerleader, thing," right? And I'm like, I don't know, babe. I don't know if I want to be out there with, you know what I'm saying? It's not a good look.
Yeah.
Like most guys would be like, it ain't a good look. So what was in you to be like,
Right.
okay, I'll do it. And then when you see it actually start doing something, you like, what? I just want to get the money. Like,
Hey, I told you. I told you it was weird, man. I told you it was weird. I told you I felt awkward. I fought through it. I fought through that adversity for sure, man. Like I felt like most people would think he's a pervert or he's gay. He's recording cheerleaders. Like,
wow.
what's this man doing, right? And I had like an effing mentality. Like, I know you looking at me. I know I'm in your way at the basketball game. I know I'm standing in front of you and you want me to sit down.
Wow.
But I got a job to do. I got a purpose to fulfill, man.
Wow.
So that's adversity I had to fight through. You know how people talk about being camera shy? They don't like their voice. That was my version of it.
Wow.
My version of it was looking weird in front of people. Now it's respected. When you see me, when these cheerleaders see me, they want to line up and take pictures. Literally, they line up. Oh my God, Two Sockz. They cry. It's crazy. They starstruck because constant exposure always leads to contamination.
Wow.
So they contaminate it. I got so many videos up there. They see me almost every day. They see my work almost every day. It's yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Miss Drika, I keep calling Miss Drika. It's Miss Dreeks. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. That's gonna buy some rice and beans for my babies. I appreciate the super chat. She said, I salute my brothers. I'm bringing this back to my military education community. That's what's up, man. That's a niche too. That's a dope niche. Let's see. Sorry. Kendall Andrea says, can't share your 8 times 10 dreams with your 8 by 10 dreams with your 5 by 7 friends. They don't dream big enough. Facts, man. Straight up. And Chris, DJ Mastermind said, you don't get high on your own supply. You have to let the product service go. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. All right, cool. So we're going to kind of bring this to an end, but I do want to kind of talk about what's next. I know you got some big plans. Well, first of all, let's kind of jump back on the monetization tip. So now I'm gathering that you probably fluctuating between 10,000 and 15,000 per month in your ad revenue. Would you say that's about fair? Because it fluctuates. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
but
it fluctuates.
But it's consistently like over 10. That's still 6 figures in ad revenue. That's still.
Yeah, man.
So let me ask you this: how are you diversifying your channel to add more streams? Like, that's a great question. I want to know for myself. Like, how are you diversifying your content, your channel, and your brand to just make more streams of income? Because most people, I say that because most people, the sentiment is that their ad revenue is literally only about 20% of their overall revenue. You know what I'm saying? So if you're making 6 figures, and that should really only be 20%, that you really should be a 7-figure content creator. I don't know if you are, you could be. I'm just saying, like, how do you plan to diversify to get that 6 figures into the 20%, and then that 80% is in your other, ventures and things like that? I would love to hear the answer to that.
Yeah, man. Good question. So I'll be completely honest, man. Like, we have, sponsorships that we do. We got the Amazon affiliates and all that stuff, affiliate links. And then, like, my very first sponsorship was $5,000. And I had a little over 100,000 subscribers at the time. Still don't think I know my worth. You know what I mean? But I don't go no less than that now. You know what I mean? Because that was the first starting out. That's how much they paid. So I know I'm at least worth 5 grand.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when the sponsorships come through, and I could be on those a little more consistently too to make more money, but I don't. I'm lazy.
yeah.
I got to do
You're not
more. I got
you're
to do
not
more,
lazy,
man.
bro.
I
You're
really
not
got to do
lazy.
more. I'm lazy. But yeah, man. So that's that. I've been like dibbing and dabbling a little bit in like stock market and stuff like that. Don't really know nothing about
Yeah,
stock options and stuff, but I do that sometimes. And
yeah.
that's basically it,
So you
man.
do you
Like,
do you do you see yourself as a creator because you have rank, you know what I'm saying? You have receipts, right? Meaning that you have a channel over 100,000, 150,000.
mhm.
You're making consistently six figures off your channel. I do believe that there's huge opportunity there if you were to sit down, which you probably already done with your team and draft out. Okay, bam, just the ad revenue. Okay, boom. Now are we going to come up with some creator courses for other YouTubers? Have you thought about doing creator courses? Have you ever thought about doing any consulting, like any like for money? Like there's got to be some hardcore other streams that you're looking to dab into, bro. Like,
Yeah, so I do YouTube consultations. I forgot about that. I do
okay,
YouTube consultations as well. I'm on Clubhouse all the time, as you know. I give out that free game. I was hosting events here in Charlotte before COVID hit.
yeah,
So yeah, I was hosting events in person and stuff, and talking about YouTube there. Um, Consultations, and then also merch too.
oh,
We did
nice,
merch. I think I talked about that. But now what I'm focused on is products. So I feel like there's a difference between merch and products, right?
okay,
Cheerleaders don't want a t-shirt. They don't
mm,
want a coffee mug. They don't
mm,
want a pillowcase. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, and I had to realize that. So we trying to force that down their throat. Get this shirt that says just cheer. Get this shirt that says this. It got a logo on it. Why don't you want it? I keep telling you to buy it. Like, some of y'all buy it, most of y'all don't. Why? And I had
wow,
to realize it's because they don't care about that stuff. Like, you gotta, like with YouTube, man, it's like you kind of you like a puppet master, and you understand what this, if you pull this string, what it's gonna do,
wow,
and you know what I mean. So like, you understand what they want as far as the content too, right? The
yeah,
products and the content, right?
wow,
And you give them that, you get them exactly what they want. People will always be people. 9 times out of 10, they all gonna fall in one pool of thinking
yeah,
when they consuming content.
wow,
So I had to think about like, and who can I talk to about it, right? Like, I can't talk to my family members about this stuff. It sounds weird. Like, it's
yeah,
like I feel
yeah,
like an alien sometimes, man.
yeah,
So I gotta figure this stuff out on my own. So that's why I'm always in Clubhouse and stuff, learning and stuff too. But now what I'm doing now is launching a product line for this entire culture of cheerleading.
oh,
So there's
nice,
a traditional style and a non-traditional style. Traditional is on lock. You already know that. Traditional
yeah,
is on lock. That's the all-star world. They
wow,
got that on lock. Years in the game, right? The stomp and shake world, the world that I'm in with African American cheerleaders, it's not established. It's still,
mm,
people don't know where it came from, where the origin is. They don't know where it came from,
wow.
who started it. They don't know that. I'm actually working on a documentary too. I forgot to mention that. I'm working on a documentary
I
too.
was gonna get that, bro. I won't let you. I won't let you
Oh,
slide. Go
okay,
ahead.
okay, all right, cool. Well, yeah. I'm working on a documentary too. I interviewed 12 different HBCU cheerleading coaches. Can't name them all right now because I'll
Mm-hmm.
forget some and I'll be
Yeah,
looking
you
stupid.
good? You
But
good?
yeah. So I've already interviewed them. I'm just waiting to be able to record the B-roll footage of the cheerleaders. I even got like all the aerial footage of the schools and stuff. So, but yeah, like, and I have the answers to like the cheer world that has been established since like this non-traditional style of cheer that has been established since the like mid 1900s, right? I have that information. Nobody else does. So I'm like thinking about how can I take this to another level? Like, this is our community, right? Like, and it's still not established. We in 2021. Why ain't these questions answered?
Are you the
Why don't
biggest?
you know
Are you
who
the
founded
biggest?
this
Are
stuff?
you the biggest? Yeah. Are you the biggest stump and cheer channel on YouTube?
Absolutely.
Whoa, bro,
Absolutely.
you got the game. Like you can basically corner the market then. So it definitely takes sitting down. Have you sat down with like investors or anything like that to really figure out how you could take it mainstream? Or well, you're your own investor, you got the money, but you know
Yeah.
it's like I definitely, man, I can definitely see you like taking this to a whole nother level. What would you say is the difference between traditional and stomp and shake cheer? Like what is the one or
Stump and
two?
shake.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
No,
I
no.
don't
What is
want to
the
cut
like
you off.
the elevator pitch of the differences between the two? Like, what would you say?
Yeah. So All Star is the hey, let's go. You know what I mean, right? The boring is whack. Nobody cares. Nobody's paying attention to you. The stump and shake is like, hey, we in this thing. You know what I mean? It's
Oh,
upbeat. It's like a
wow.
hip hop type of style
Oh,
to it.
that's
They
lit.
really shaking. They
That
really shaking their bodies. You know what I'm
that's
saying? They're really shaking. They're loud. They cheer from the diaphragm. They don't high pitch it. They low like a man. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
lot of energy in it, and
Wow.
it attracts you. You know
Wow.
what I mean? Like you can't help but to hear them. Like they don't sound like a bug in your ear. It's like it's crazy. So that's the major difference. All-star cheerleaders, they do more stunting and more tumbling as well. So they're picking each other up. They're doing a lot of flips and just technique type stuff. Whereas Stomp and Shake is more they dancing to like the baby and all these current rap songs and stuff.
Nice.
They got 8 counts and dances to that stuff. It's just
Nice.
it's the
Yeah.
it's the African American style of
I
cheer,
love it. I
really.
love it. Miss Dreek said, and what about filing your taxes? Yeah, I mean, man, the filing taxes, even with me, I didn't make $1 million last year, but even that kind of caught me off guard because as a creator, I definitely trying to go more to like filing quarterly because as you're making money and you kind of lose sight of that, it can kind of add up on you. And plus another thing too, like I'm trying to buy a house and like they don't, if you don't have your business structure right, I know for me, they don't even consider that like legit money, even though it's money. But if you don't have it structured right and you're writing all of it off, then I learned that the hard way because when I went to go get a house, they laughed at me. I'm like, well, I'm making 6 figures. They like, we don't care. Like you write half of that off. And I didn't know that if you write it off, they don't count it as business. Oh my, so yeah, I'm all jacked up.
Hey,
So
look, hey, look, I'm in the same situation. I'm in an apartment. You're looking at the
yeah,
walls of an
me
apartment.
too.
I
Me
pay.
too, bro. Me too.
Yeah, I'm in an apartment. I'm 27 years old, and it pisses me off. It
Yeah.
pisses me off that I'm here because, like, just man, it's so
Yeah.
crazy. Like when I resigned from Wells Fargo, I think I had like a 640 or something like that.
Yeah.
I was making good money, but the money that I was, so I finished at Wells at like 50 grand or something like that. But all my debt was paid off and stuff, so I could have financed the house back then, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't do it. Like I didn't do it. Like I just resigned from Wells Fargo, and I like that was the biggest mistake of my life. And so I was writing off my earnings on YouTube. This year I'm paying taxes. This year I gotta pay taxes because I was
Mm-hmm.
getting a refund check every single year,
Mm-hmm.
not paying taxes on the money. I was writing everything off, all the
Mm-hmm.
gas because I'm driving to Virginia and back,
Mm-hmm.
Greensboro and back.
Mm-hmm.
Everything like my laptop, all that. I'm writing everything off. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like this year I gotta pay taxes. So
That's what's
now
up.
I'm
So
starting to care about that type of stuff.
yeah. So do you file quarterly or like how does that look for you? So you're not definitely getting no money back, bro. You ain't getting nothing back this year.
I'm paying. I'm paying. I gotta pay.
Like
I have to
20%.
pay. Like I
What
already know I gotta pay.
what are you doing? You putting like an account with it just like just your taxes. So boom, you can just write a check. Soon as they say, oh, you owe us this much. I think it's like 20% that you end up having to pay at the end of the year. Like
Yeah.
if you make 100,000, you got to probably end up paying like 20,000. I think that's a good. At least be prepared for that much.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely should be around that ballpark for real. Because
Yeah.
$100,000 after taxes is like on average about like 74,000 after
Yeah.
taxes for a W-2 employee. So
Wow.
that's about right, man.
How
Somewhere
are
in
you structured? That's a good. Like, are you structured as an LLC? Like, sole
Yep.
proprietor? Are you structured as LLC?
there.
Gotcha.
LLC. Yes,
Wow,
sir.
sweet. So when Google pays you, they pay the LLC, and then you pay yourself a
hmm
check. Is that how it works? Kinda.
I just take it straight out of the bank account to be honest. Like
Oh,
I pay
okay.
I don't go through like payroll or nothing,
Oh,
right? So
okay.
like it's just
So you have an
like I gotta
LLC,
get
but
right
you're
with
the
that.
you're the one. What is it called? You're like the single employee for your LLC. So it's not like you have to pay yourself a check. You can just take it out of. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, and
Well,
then ad revenue is a 1099. It was a 1099 miscellaneous,
I
but
just got
now
mine.
it's a 1099 NEC, something like that. It's a new form name, but it's the same difference, right? And you're an independent contractor with YouTube, so you
Hmm.
file like that.
I just got
hmm
mine the other day. But is that more taxes? Do you know? You know if that's more taxes? I hope not.
I have no idea, man. I really don't know. I did not start on my tax stuff at all this year, so I really don't know. This is the year I really started to care about it though. So I'm gonna have
Yeah.
the answers for you after I file.
I know. No, most business owners and people who have to end up paying, we be waiting till like April. Like we'll look at that stuff after March. You know what I'm saying? When you getting
Yeah,
money back, you be
yeah,
looking at it in January. But when you got to pay, it's like
yeah,
I get to that. But hey,
yeah.
man, I appreciate you, man. I want to let me ask you before we go: is there what are tips or
Okay.
advice, or what would be like something you would tell somebody who's freshly starting a YouTube channel, I know that in the clubhouse you be giving some major major bombs away. I forgot to ask you a YouTube Tube Buddy question, but we'll get this first and then we'll ask you the Tube Buddy question. Like, what would be some advice that you would give a new YouTuber and just say, hey man, this would be what would change the game for you? From my experience, I believe if you focus on this, or if you do this, it could really be a game changer for you. What would that advice be?
I'll be honest, man. Like I can't say it no other way than this. I tried to like make it a little more professional, but I can't. It's to be a dog. Like to be a dog. Like that is my advice. Like to be a dog. Like don't come in here thinking you're gonna tiptoe around on YouTube and have success. You
Wow.
gotta be willing to grind. Like you gotta put in the work. Like
Wow.
be a dog for real. Like people who struggle with being perfect and I'm a perfectionist. When is the tell me you can't tell me one time you did something perfect. You might have
Wow.
got 100 on your test or whatever, but your handwriting ain't perfect. Your
Wow.
circles ain't perfect
Mm.
when you circled on that scantron. You know what I mean? Like you ain't never did nothing perfect. Get that out your head.
Hmm.
I just be a dog. Like you gotta work hard. It's not a game. Like
Wow.
you can have a YouTube channel being lazy, not working hard towards your goals and stuff, but it's not going to be much. It's not
Yeah.
going to be able to take care of you. Like you got to be willing to work on that more than you willing to work on your job. Like I was, like how
Wow.
I told you, I was like, look, I'm working 4 hours a day instead
Wow.
of 8. I'm working 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like, and I was literally at my job editing my videos. Like, you just got to be willing to put in that work and then start paying attention to your analytics. Don't be, because in Clubhouse, man, what happens is people see these numbers, all right? These people got all these subscribers, XYZ, and so you feel like what they say is going to be accurate for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when we do like reviews and stuff in our club, right? I don't have time to really look at Eliseo's channel, right?
Wow.
Like I can graze it. I can graze it and say, hey, your thumbnails look nice, man. Yeah, your channel art looks good, man. Just fill out your description box a little bit more and focus on SEO. That's
Yeah.
BS. That's not enough. That's not gonna help you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
gonna help you. It's not gonna help
That's all.
you. It's
That's what
not
you.
gonna help you.
That's what you hear all day on Clubhouse, though.
But and so it's not gonna help you. And so I have a love-hate relationship with it because I know that that's not enough. You know what I'm saying? But when you tell them that, they like, yeah, thank you so much. Like I can't see your analytics to really help you.
Yeah.
You got to look at your data, right?
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Don't worry about what these people saying. Yeah, nobody really knows. Like I don't care who you are on
Wow.
YouTube, you don't really know. No one
Wow.
really has it figured out.
Wow.
Like it's a reason for that, right?
Yeah.
We only know what has worked for us based off our experiences. We know a few other channels in this niche or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and this is how it worked for them. We have a general kind of understanding, but no one has it figured out. There is no secret. There's no cheat sheet. There's no answer to it. It's all opinionated. It's all based off of experience.
Yeah.
The only thing that's really going to really tell you how well your channel is doing, what you can improve on, is that data, them YouTube analytics. And I guess, that could be going into that Tube Buddy too, man, because Tube Buddy, yeah, go ahead and ask the question though.
Yeah,
Go ahead and ask the question
no,
about Tube Buddy.
yeah. And one thing, man, I gotta give you a huge salute. I've jumped in rooms before. I love when you do those rooms where you don't name them; you just kind of jump in the room, and I think those make it a better intimate experience. Because, like in your club, it just be sometimes it can be a little fluffy. And not saying that's to you; it's just because people come in there with fluffy questions. To be honest with you, so but when you just kind of like do a room in the hallway and it just be us and like maybe 10 people in there, then I gotta give a salute to you because you actually be on your laptop and you will like follow, you will go with people through their analytics, and like I just be like on my phone like, man, this dude he's like serious about this, like, because I don't know nobody who would do that. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, go here, click on this, and they'd be like, oh, thank you so much, I didn't know that, and boom. So shout out to you for just being like that labor of love and just going through showing people analytics, because that could save them like a years of time just understanding the analytic part. So I mean, kind of like you said, segueing into the Tube Buddy segment, like I'm sure you use Tube Buddy. Is that how you use to get your analytics?
Yeah, so I used it a few times. I used TubeBuddy a few times. I don't rely heavily on it
Okay.
Because I feel like the YouTube analytics, it gives me enough.
Okay.
But TubeBuddy kind of like, how can I say, like condense certain information and really make it a lot clearer.
Nice.
So it is a lot easier to like digest the information on TubeBuddy. So that's why I like it.
Oh,
But
nice.
I've got very, very comfortable and familiar with the YouTube analytics. What I wanted to say about that really quick was when I dive into stuff like that, it's, I had the mentality, if I give you a fish, you eat today. If
Wow.
I teach you how to fish, you eat for a lifetime. So I
Yes.
want you to understand why. Like when I answer your questions, I want you to like understand why I said what I said.
Mm.
Like I want it to make sense to you. I don't want you to just walk away saying thank you. That's not enough. Like I want to feel like you really understand this stuff. Like, and so
What's
it
funny
gets
is
really
you
frustrating
can
for me
you can hear
sometimes.
that light bulb go off though, even through Clubhouse. You can hear the light bulb, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh!" And it's like it's amazing.
Yeah.
You can see the light bulb when somebody's eyes light up, but through Clubhouse, we've learned to hear the light bulb, and they have that aha moment.
Hmm.
Sometimes they get quiet, and you're like, "You there?" And they just be like
Yeah.
the light bulb going off. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's dope, man. So what
Yeah.
would no? Go ahead,
Go
bro.
ahead. My bad. My
No,
bad.
no, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. It's you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I deviated from it. But yeah, for TubeBuddy, the feature that I like the most, I don't even know really what it's called, but the first time I saw it, it was very, very helpful. So it took 50 of my most recent videos and
Okay.
it lined them all up, and it basically showed me at what times, like 30 seconds into my video, 2 minutes into my video, the end of my video, at those times in like a chart, it showed
Mm.
me the percentage of people still watching. So
Mm.
that was very helpful for me because when I look at my YouTube analytics, you see a line graph, right? See
Mm.
a line graph. If you look for your entire channel, it's a line graph for the
Mm-hmm.
last 28 days or whatever. So it's
Wow.
like looking at it from that, it's like it tells you kind of like what your average is, but I want to know like per video, and I want to be able to see it like a list of it, so I can say this video did that, this video did that. Like then, so I realized that most of my videos, about 35% of people who watch my videos, who start watching, actually finish my videos, which opened my eyes to a lot.
Wow.
So it gave me something to work on. Then I started paying more attention to like the first 30 seconds of my videos versus like the entire duration of my video. I think the first 30 seconds is key, very, very key. So TubeBuddy did that for me, man.
So what do you do in those 30 seconds to hook them or grab them? Is there anything that you do different or now that kind of helps you with the audience retention?
Yep. So what I'll do is like I think about the title of the video, right? So if I have a video, it's like cheerleading tuck goes wrong. Like a tuck is like a backflip.
Mm-hmm.
And so the cheerleader literally like fell on her head, like
Mm.
in midway, didn't even complete the backflip, fell
Mm.
straight on her head from up in the air with all that momentum, right? And so what I did was, and this was so I'm always learning, right? The video is probably about 20 to 25 minutes long. The video was called Cheerleading Tuck Goes Wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that video 20 to 25 minutes long? That's stupid of me. I thought it was the right thing to do to put basically that part in the beginning of the video. So I literally opened the video with the cheerleader running. She does the cartwheel, she does the backflip, she falls, and it cuts, right? So I understand that when you see it, you're like, okay, the only reason why you want to continue watching at that point is to see how she
Mm.
reacted to it. Is she
Yes.
gonna be carried out on a stretcher? Is she bleeding? You know
Wow.
what I mean? Like you want to see the aftermath, but I made a mistake.
Wow.
So I'm constantly doing little stuff like that to try to figure out like what I could do differently in those first 30 seconds. But it's all about hooking them for sure.
Wow, that's crazy. The hook. So, yeah. So you kind of give them with that teaser intro type deal, and it keeps them watching. Yeah, I definitely can get better at that myself, man. So before we get out of here, man, this conversation has been super helpful. We just want to shout out to everybody still watching. We got about 8 people watching. If you're still watching and you want to jump in the comments, just have a quick shout out and just do that. Miss Dreek said, I've been multitasking this whole time, but I'm so glad I didn't give myself an excuse to click off. Well, thank you so much, Miss Dreeks. We
Hey,
appreciate that. That's love right there. You know
I
what I'm saying?
appreciate that.
She said she ain't click off on the boards. I appreciate that.
I
And
appreciate that.
we have so I guess I need to join Clubhouse, Kendall Andrea. Yeah, definitely. If you got I don't have a iPhone. I use an iPad, and yeah, you can jump on using an iPad. So if you see me on
Mm.
Clubhouse, 90% of the time it ain't me. It's my iPad. You know, my iPad getting
Yeah,
smart like a mug around here.
yeah, yeah. Nah, I got you. I
Yeah.
got you.
So cool. How you want to do this? Do you want to open a room inside your Clubhouse, or you just want to jump in the hallway and open up a room? How you want to do it, bro?
All right, how's it? What is it gonna be like titled?
Man, I was gonna say, hey, like live stream after party Q&A. That's usually kind of what I go with. Creators on the come up live stream after party Q&A type deal. And we can go for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, just have people ask questions and, you know, we can just hang out. But I know you the man on there. Like, how many followers you got now? Like 20,000?
Nah, man, I got like 6,000 followers.
That's
and
crazy.
The club got like 12,000.
That's
like
crazy.
that.
So as soon as you open the room, it's gonna be crazy. So we're gonna have to control the conversation a little bit. But yeah, I mean, if you want to open the room, you can say, hey, I just got off a live stream with Eliseo, and you know, we just kind of talking, of course, YouTube stuff. That's what your stuff is about. But and answer a few questions. If is anybody. Okay, she said, let's go. I wonder, so Miss Dreeks, are you on Clubhouse? If you are, well, matter of fact, anybody who's on Clubhouse right now, follow me and Two Sockz. What are you on Clubhouse? What's your handle on Clubhouse?
Two Sockz. I was gonna write it on the whiteboard, but yeah. TWO.
Okay.
You don't got to put the underscore. I think it's just TWO space.
I'm pretty sure you're the only Two Sockz.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
So yeah, just go on Clubhouse and type in Two Sockz, and he'll pull right up. Type in Eliseo, I'll pull right up, and follow us first and foremost. And then we're gonna I'm gonna start a room or he's gonna start a room, and we'll probably be the only two moderators in this particular room. Come in and ask your questions. We can maybe share our YouTube stories, talk a little bit. We're gonna try to keep it to maybe 30 to 45 minutes because we want to be respectful of his time and, you know, mine as well a little bit. But definitely, I don't mind having a small intimate room of like 20 people or less. If it gets bigger than that, that's cool too. But I'm okay with small rooms. Some of my most memorable experiences have been in small rooms, to be honest with you. I've met like the Clubhouse CEOs in small rooms. I've met like some really phenomenal people in like small rooms. So sometimes those big rooms, you can kind of get lost in the sauce a little bit. So it is what it is. So Miss Dreek says she just found us. So do you want me to start the room, bro? Okay. Do you want to start? How you want to do it?
Let's do it, man. And I guess for the people who got the notification bell on, the room notifications for me, they'll be rewarded with the conversation. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Like,
oh yeah. So when you follow us, turn on the notification bell. As soon as we open the room, you'll get a notifications. Mary Lou Mandela said virtual hug. Appreciate that. They need a virtual hug emoji.
For real,
man. Needs to be more active on Clubhouse. All right, cool. So you want me to open it up or you, bro? I don't think we.
Yeah. Go ahead and do it. Yeah,
I'll open it. Okay, and I'll tag you
and stuff.
Yeah, and then you just jump in there. All right, y'all. So we're gonna end the stream now. Meet us on Clubhouse in like 5 to 10 minutes. We're gonna hang out for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then we'll see y'all then. And once again, bro, I just want to say thank you so much, man, for coming on. Yeah, man. So maybe when you hit like 200,000 subscribers, we can do this again, and maybe have like a little live stream party or something like that. I think that'd be dope. And other than that, man, you know, I'm your brother, man. If you ever need anything from me, you probably won't never need nothing from me, but you never know how this world works. You know, a year from now, there might be something I could do for you, man. So feel free to reach out, bruh, and just let me know, man, if I can maybe plug you in with somebody. You never know, bruh. So just let's stay in the pocket, bruh.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Eliseo, man. You did something for me today. You know, you allowed me to be on your platform, share my story. Like, that's a big deal, you know.
I appreciate
it. I like stuff like this, man. I be needing it. So
that's what's up.
I appreciate you, man.
We're gonna get your live stream. Yeah, we're gonna get your live stream set up right. And then
we got
just expect the calls, bro. The calls are coming, man. Like as your story get out more, man, you're gonna have bigger shows, bigger podcasts, bigger live streams calling you. And when they call you, we're gonna have your live stream set up just immaculate, bro. It's gonna be like, I just need that shout out. Like shout out to my bro Eliseo for getting my live stream stuff straight.
Hey, look, I'm gonna give it to you, man. Yeah, cause look, you see my background, nothing special.
You know, but
nothing
you know what?
Special,
you know what's good. You know what's good about your background is that 100,000 play button right there.
Yes, sir.
They can't take that from you, my brother. They can't take that from you.
Man. I done earned that thing, man. It's crazy. I got it's titled Two Sockz instead of Stomp and Shake Cheer.
Oh, can you request that like that when you do that?
Yeah, you can request it how you want. You can change the name of it, but for the first like 100,000 subscribers, basically the channel name was Two Sockz.
Wow.
Stupid, right? Like I'm like, how you gonna find cheerleading content typing in Two Sockz? So,
wow.
It's little stuff like that, man. I had to learn along the way. But
you had to learn along the way. So, do you have to pay for those, or do they give them to you like free?
No, they give it to you.
Oh, that's
they
what's
give
up.
It to you. They say, "Hey, you hit the threshold. Congratulations." You know, what do you want the plaque to say?
Yeah,
so
that's lit,
they
man.
send it to you. They sent it with that little letter right there too. I still got the box they sent it and
That's
everything.
what's up, man.
In the
Man,
box.
how did that, just real quick? How did that feel? Just to like get that? Did you feel some sense of? I'm sure you had felt some sense of accomplishment, but did it mean anything? Did it feel like you feel any way about it? How did you
Yeah.
feel?
Yeah, I felt good. I've been waiting on that thing. I took a picture with it, kind of like it's on my Instagram. I kind of like shared a little story with it or whatever. Cause YouTube changed my life, man. Like
That's what's
it's
up.
YouTube changed my life. Like I would be at a job
Yeah,
getting paid whatever they wanted to pay me. You know what I
man,
mean? Like,
bro,
yeah.
bringing the fields now. Don't bring the fields now. We trying to get off here, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
so,
yeah,
well, so
yeah,
you
yeah.
didn't
All
do
right.
you didn't do the award thing. You know how like when they win the chip, they bite it. You ain't do that.
Nah, I
Who
ain't
they?
bite it. I kissed it. I kissed it. I ain't bite it though.
That
Yeah, I
what's up.
kissed it.
Hey
Yeah.
y'all, well we're gonna end the stream now, man. I love y'all, man. Thanks for tuning in. Check Clubhouse in about 10 minutes, and we're gonna get the room going. But y'all check us out next week. Next week, I don't know who we got on. We got somebody dope on. Oh, Liz Germain gonna be on. You know Liz, right? Liz Germain.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like a YouTube encyclopedia, bruh.